Alright, this is Professor Denholtz. We're going to be doing problem 3 of Lab 2, and it's a pipe, and this one is particularly difficult. There's a lot of stuff going on here. This is probably going to be done in multiple parts, but alright, let's go ahead and get started. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do a file open, and I'm going to start with my template, so that way we have all of our layers built in ready. And I'm going to do File, Save As, and Professor Denholtz Lab 2 Problem 3. And so now we all have all of our, our layer stuff already built in. And this one we really have to go back and forth a lot, so we're not doing one at a time at all here. I am going to start on the right, and kind of what I want to describe is, and you can probably understand that this pipe, if you were to rotate it 90 degrees, you would see this. So it would be rotated around the vertical axis by 90 degrees to get here. And so a few things, and I put in some of the information here. So basically this arc here and this arc over here are centered at this point. And everything below this line is perfectly straight. There's no curvature. Maybe I could zoom in a little bit to make this a little bit more clear. Alright, so here, this is a perfectly vertical line over here. Same thing over here, and it doesn't start curvature until it crosses this line. And then here, it's the same thing. This is a straight line, and then it starts curving, after it crosses, this thicker black line. And so I'm going to start by drawing the base here. I'm also going to start, well actually yeah, I'm going to start over here. I'm going to find this, I'm going to choose this center point, and then I'm going to use it to recognize where the bottom over here is. And then I'm going to do a lot of drawing to get this, and start with the exterior. And then I'm probably going to do the base over here. Then I'm going to work my way up. I'm going to get as far through this as I can. I'm probably not going to be able to do the hidden lines until I get a little bit further. I'm probably going to do the hidden lines towards the end. And then I'm going to have to, the only way to draw the ellipse is with a whole bunch of projection lines. So that's basically a very early walkthrough. So let's see where I get. I'm going to start with a construction line. And starting at this center point and using it to locate the center over here of the pipe. So I'm going to go down by, or let's get this on. So I'm going to go down by 3.4, and then I'm going to go to the right by 13.3. And so that's in a construction line showing us where our center is, and now we have located where the center of the bottom pipe fitting is. So now I'm going to go back to just to a regular solid line. I'm going to start drawing this base. Now, to know how far out to the right and to the left I can go, I just need to look at over here. So it's a diameter of 19, and so half of 19 is 9.5. So I'm going to go to the right and to the left by 9.5. So to the left by 9.5. And then I'm also going to go to the right by 9.5. Then we're going up by 1.3, so we could see that here. So again, we have to go back and forth between these. So we go up by 1.3, and we're going across by 19, and then back down. So that's the base over here. And the pipe has a diameter of 12, and so that means from here we're going to go half of that, so 6 to the right and 6 to the left from the center. So I have my midpoint snap on, so I'm going to go 6 to the right, and then we're going to be going up. Now if 3.4 is where the center is, and we've gone up 1.3, then now we have left to go up 3.4 minus 1.3, so let's just do that. So 3.4 minus 1.3, so we're going to go up by 2.1. And I don't want to go across because there shouldn't be a solid line here. This is just a visual aid I just drew in. And so now we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to go over by 6 and up by 2.1. And just so for some clarity, that's what I was saying. We were trying to get to where this center point was, and that's exactly what we did here. So now our lines are over here, and this is where they start the curve of the pipe at this point. So this is a start point. We have a center point. Now we don't have an end point. We don't know where the end point is, but they actually give us the information here. If this is at a 45-degree angle, then let me just, this is obviously not going to be a part of the drawing, but just to give a little bit of context, there's something called opposite interior angles. And so if we have two parallel lines, like this horizontal line that's drawn and this horizontal line that's drawn, when they're intersected, their opposite interior angles are going to be the same angle. So I'm just trying to show you what I'm describing. So we don't want to have orthomode for this. So this interior angle is going to match the angle of this one. So just as an example, so if I dimension, we're going to learn more about dimensioning. Right now I'm just trying to do a very simple demonstration. So this interior angle is 54. That means that the other interior angle should also be 54. And so you can see that. So those angles match. Now, what this means, sorry, I have like a million things popping up over here. But since these both match, and these are both 54, the opposite interior angles for parallel lines are going to be the same. And so this is a parallel line, this is a parallel line. And so if we were to cut through it with, the angle that this fitting is on, that means the angle from this fitting, so from this line parallel to the fitting, to this line parallel to the fitting, if this is 45, that means the angle over here is also going to be 45 degrees. And so we know the angle, we know a starting point, and we know a center point. So we can actually draw the arcs now that we need to. So let's see what that looks like. So if we have a start, center, angle, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. So we're going to start here. We're going to be centered over here. And we're going to go through an angle of 45 degrees. So 45, enter. The only thing is we don't want the we don't want this on a construction line. We want this on a solid line. And so let's do that again. So we have start, we have center, and 45. We're going to do the same thing over here. So we have start, center, and 45 degrees. Okay, alright, so now we're getting somewhere. That was one of the hard parts. It's not all of the hard part, but it certainly is part of it. I'm going to take a break here and pause the video and come back for the next part.